Trades are killing the game. This is very hot topic in the community, and believe it or not, I made a video about it 6 months ago, but wasn't really happy with the result, so I didn't release it. But now, after 6 months of thinking about it, rethinking what I should do, getting more evidence, I finally decided to make a video about it. And hopefully convince the devs and the players to make change against this, because trading is not fun for anyone. Let me tell you why. The first question, are trades really that big issue? And in my opinion, yes. If you check any hand social media or anything, you'll see people complaining about it. There is so many posts on Reddit, so many posts on Steam discussions. I would go that far that it made some people to leave the game because of trades. So yeah, because of the trades, Hunt becomes very frustrating to play, and I'm sure it lost many players, like some of the streamers or YouTubers. For example, SlyJohn. As you can see, SlyJohn last Hunt Showdown video was 1 year ago, and it's called Why I Stopped Playing Hunt Showdown. He talks about other issues, but also about Hunt Showdown trades, and this was 1 year ago. There is also a big Twitch streamer with over 1 million followers that had to say this.
Did I trade? That's just gonna make me not play this anymore, eventually. I guarantee you, it will make me not play this game anymore once this just keeps happening. I mean, maybe I die there, you know? But like, I would rather die than trade.
You would be surprised if I told you. The trades are working as intended. Long time ago, over a year ago, the devs made one change that improved the trading system. But because of latency and people having high ping, this kinda created the byproduct of the delayed trades. So before this change, there was a non-trade issue, you could say. Instead of having a delayed trade, the shot didn't register at all. This was very frustrating knowing that you killed the player, but the hit didn't register because of latency. The data of you shooting didn't reach the server quick enough, and on the server you were already dead. So that was the system before. Right now, after the change they made, all bullets will register no matter how high is your ping. So if someone has high ping, he won't be robbed for the kills that he should have made. But you, as someone who's receiving the shot, it's very unfun. And this is the main issue right now. So what do you prefer? Having shots that don't register? Or dying almost a second after you kill your enemy? Since then, there was not really change with the trades itself, but there is a feature called ping limit, which they added, and this feature prevents you playing on regions with over 225 ping. And as you can see for me, it's only one region that exceeds that. So I think the ping limit is too high and they should reduce it to something like 150 or something around that, which they say they could easily reduce it.
Correct. So as I mentioned, the new maximum ping limit is 225 milliseconds. So as I mentioned, that's the start point. Okay, we're getting the feedback. We can change the number anytime. But for now, that's a starting point. We think that it will benefit the servers, which will also benefit you, and will also benefit your gameplay experience. If you see some people who lagging around the map, right? So it's a starting point. Maybe in the future we will improve it to a lower number, but for now it's 225 milliseconds.
So what can be done? First of all, overall reduction to the ping limit to around 150 would be great. But you would still have delayed trades. The devs needs to find the middle ground between those two trade systems we had in the game. Seeing my bullets not register before dying to the enemy is very painful. But after dying to my enemy with very delayed trade is also very painful. So finding the middle ground between those two is the only thing I could think of, but I'm sure there could be something else that devs could do. But unfortunately I'm not a dev, so I don't have experience in that, so I don't know how those things exactly work. So this is more like personal opinion, but the trades change how I play the game completely. Most of the time I play solo, and playing solo and trading, of course it's pointless because I know that my enemy will revive and they just go banish the boss, they'll keep going on, but I'm going to menu, so that's very unfun. And sometimes I get trades like 4 times in a row, which is very frustrating, and it wants me to not play solo. Because of this trade system, I also kinda stop playing shotguns, because the closer you are, you know, the more likely you're gonna trade, especially when you go melee, but with shotguns, the trades happen very often. And this is a tip for you as well if you wanna prevent trading. There is also a thing called left side peek advantage, which is very true, and it also applies to trades. Usually peeking from left side makes it better for you to not to trade. If you peek from right side, the enemy, which is peeking from left side, has more time to react, so he can see you a bit earlier than you can see him, and that usually makes the trades happen. And Hunt is not the only game with trades, but why is it such a big issue here? Well, it's also because Hunt is in the 1895, and the guns we have Some of them have very slow muzzle velocity, for example crossbows, throwing axes. Some silencers, they have very slow muzzle velocity, so trading with those weapons is probably normal because, you know, it takes some time for the bullets to kill the enemy, so that makes sense. But trades that happen at close range with shotguns, where the muzzle velocity shouldn't matter, should be improved. If you have any suggestions or any feedback you wanna leave for the devs, write a comment under below, and the devs might decide to do something against it. Thank you for listening, and hopefully we can achieve something.